My name is Elliot. I've been making videos about business for the past 6 months. This is my 100th video in this series called Life-Led Business. Normally I pull a card out of this box, but it can be about business theory, the book I wrote called Life-Led Business, or my own experiences running an organization. I've put them all together because I've made 100. I'm going down to one per week now, and I'm going to pull a random card out of here and tell you what it means. And today's cards is, what does it say? Good enough. This is a quote. This is a quote from the book Life-Led Business, which I have down here. And it says, good enough is acceptable for the thousands of other contributory actions in your business. There are 4 main core contributors to growing an organization: marketing, process, people, and money. And when it comes to core contributors, it's critical that you must be above and beyond in your ethos. It's not going to be enough to create and implement these strategies quite well. They must be executed brilliantly. Good enough is not acceptable. It is for the thousands of other contributory actions in your organization every day, but not the core contributors. This is about focus, really, which is, if I take your typical day, there are literally thousands, probably tens of thousands, thought processes, decisions, especially if you've got lots of employees, thousands and thousands of decisions being made all day in your brain, in other people's brains, and so on. Which ones are important? And in my experience working with entrepreneurs and business owners, there are very few which we would call core contributors. These are the really important things that make an exponential impact. The problem is, how do you know what they are? So I've got all this sea of noise in terms of different decisions and pressures and stresses that I have on myself as a business leader or a manager even. And which things are the important ones? How do I see, the wood for the trees? And the answer is, I must look at it from a customer perspective. I must look at it from a value perspective. If I can create value for a customer, an audience, and satisfy a need more than someone else, your business will grow. That's a simple equation. If I add more value than the other people, people buy it, the business grows. The challenge is to keep doing that. So how I isolate these core contributors, I say, what is the most important way I add value for that group of people, or a new group of people if you're targeting people new? And ask yourself that question. In terms of value creation for our target audience, it's not the product, is it? That's not the product or service itself, it's what they do with it and the value they get from it. In terms of that value creation, what are the 4 actions, activities that I must invest in above and beyond, that above and beyond philosophy, than everything else? And really importantly, I must never forget to do that. I have to write them down. And these 4 core contributors, they might be marketing or process or finance, those core contributors, they push us forward to the future state, which is your happy life in business, what you want to achieve, whether it be monetarily or as a fulfillment issue for yourself personally. Without the core contributors isolated, I am wasting energy, money, creating avoidable stress. And why? You don't need to. Ask yourself, what are the 4 core contributors that help us create more value for our audience than the competition?